Today it is time for 2 viewer-submitted games of StarCraft 2. We're starting off with a Silver League match of Terran versus Protoss on the map Equilibrium, where our Terran apparently immediately is sending out one of his workers towards the other side of the map. And apparently where we are going, we do not need a wall off. We're gonna just go ahead and produce the supply depot right next to the command center. Playing right here with the red Terran pieces in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have none other than Tea Time. His opponent in the top right, playing with the blue Protoss pieces. Likewise also in silver, we have none other than Kijkwijzer. Alrighty, SCV. Alright, starts up a barracks in a pretty random position. This is a Silver League Protoss. I was gonna say, we don't even have to take a guess here. Of course, it's going to be a forge as the very first tech structure. I wanted to maybe do a little bit of a poll here. What do you think? Is it going to be a gateway? Will it be a forge? It's a Silver League Protoss. Of course, it is going to be a cannon rush to start things off. The question is, does Kijkwijzer know that Terran structures fly? Because there's a reason why usually we do not see cannon rushes against Terrans, because if push comes to shove, they can just leave and continue mining, I don't know, literally anywhere else. Alright, already though. The SCV here will be spotted by one of the probes. Very creative pathing right here by Kijkwijzer. Did he pick up on that? I'm not entirely sure. We do not have any gas mining right now for tea time, so this barracks position would be kind of nice for like a, for example, Reaper going up towards the high ground, but Reapers require 50 gas each, so that is not what we're going for, and Kijkwijzer is just going for the blind cannon rush. I love it. The man saw an SCV, but he has his strategy cut out for him, and in the meantime, Tea Time is going for a bunker rush, mirroring his opponent's thought process. He also has a strategy prepared, and apparently it doesn't matter what the opponent is doing. This is a really nice opener for the Terran. Really is maybe not entirely the... This is a decent opener for the Terran if there would be a nexus on the low ground. Apparently where we are going though, there will not be a nexus on the low ground anytime soon, because instead we're creating a bit of a welcoming committee over here down towards the low ground here for our Terran with 2 photon cannons standing side by side. Good positioning over here though. Tea Time just barely does not see that pylon, so I guess a cannon... Okay, well you will see that one for sure. I guess a cannon rush can be quite handy here in the end. The problem is that both players are investing a ton of resources into things that ultimately won't be that useful. Now, upon seeing these photon cannons, what I would really like to see... No! This is the opposite of what... We should send those Marines straight into the main base. There's nothing protecting the main base. Obviously, there could be photon cannons there too, but Kijkwijzer, my god. This dude is building all of his infrastructure on the other side of the map. About a dozen photon cannons and pylons combined. I mean, okay. Well, in this instance, I guess not every single one of the SCVs will be able to escape. Because, well, there's only a room inside of the command center for 5, and obviously running down towards the low ground would be very costly. But indeed, we are going to leave. Please go up to the main base. Come on, you've got so many units here. I think you can actually kill and win... Yeah, you can probably win this game. SCVs, by the way, are making a run for it. But I think you can probably kill all of the probes and win the games if you go into the main base right... No. Tea Time. What are we doing right now? Like, whenever you make any decision in life, you gotta sometimes stand and consider what you're actually trying to achieve, okay? What are we doing right now? So, we did kill a whole load of SCVs. We did kill a gas geyser, 2 supply depots, but it came at the cost of all of this. That is a lot of money caught up in things that aren't very useful. Now, I guess one way to prevent this base from ever achieving anything is to follow it around and to build pylons underneath it whenever it's trying to land. So I do kind of like that right here by Kijkwijzer. Little does he know though, he could literally just lose the game right now if there were, well, a bunch of Marines marching into the main base. Obviously the win condition in StarCraft 2 is to kill all of your opponent's structures, so that could get a little bit awkward because, well, these things over here are structures. So if Terran can actually never continue mining, hypothetically speaking, if Kijkwijzer blocks it for long enough, he doesn't have enough Marines to kill all of this. But anyways, a new command center is already coming up north. We did proxy 2 barracks as well as a factory, even though I don't think the factory has really done anything other than boost the Terran's morale, which is not to be underestimated. I can't believe we haven't done anything with this though. That actually blows my mind. There's a gateway coming up right now. How long is this game? I'm gonna go check how long this game is. The game goes on for another 8.5 minutes. Because this looks like it's over. And don't get me wrong, this is over in favor of the Terran. I would like to interrupt my own YouTube video here with a little bit of unscheduled meditation. We're gonna all together do 2 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. I think it'll be important for our blood pressures. One more. Alright. Alright, that feels good actually. Maybe we should have done 3, but... Where in the world is this game going to go right now? What are we doing right here to Vander? Or, sorry, tea time. Well, what are we doing to Vander as well? To Vander's strategy is to try and never let this command center land. And so far, mission has been accomplished. Tea time obviously could just land right over here. He doesn't have to be super close to the mineral fields. He can land anywhere he likes, other than, I guess, on ramps. There are pylons set up in loads of different... I love these pylons so much. It's a brilliant strategy right here by Tevander. Other than the fact that there is another command center out there, right? Like, from his point of view, this is the only base that Terran has. So with that in mind... Yeah, this is not that dumb. Go, 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 go. We got another base to block. Tevander, no! You had one task. Well, other than maybe look around. So T-Time, by the way, is still fighting his imaginary Nexi. It's nice, I guess, to eventually destroy a imaginary expansion. Sadly for him, this may be a bit of a parallel to his life as well. He is fighting demons that do not exist. Anyways, SCVs do pop out. That's 5 SCVs versus 2 probes, even though one of them is at low HP. Yeah, we're gonna continue the cannon rush. Natural response right here. First off, notice, very similar layout as over here. We're trying to create a bit of a welcoming committee, making sure that the Terran is feeling nice and welcomed when the cannons shoot at him. Dark Shrine, by the way, on the back of this. I actually don't think that's a terrible idea at all. Oh my lord, we have a whole load of gateways. I think, no, that's too many gateways, man. We're up to 6. Hey, the Marines woke up. Nice. All right, finally, Tea Time is actually thinking. That's nice. I always appreciate that. We have 6 gateways, but I think you can probably only really support, like, yeah, maybe 4 of them. With Dark Templar, they're pretty expensive units. Maybe 3 is actually even better than that if you're planning on making any photon cannon as well on the back of this. Speaking of which, we haven't planted down any of them over there anymore. Warp gates did not finish up. Okay, we gotta target that. We gotta target that Dark Shrine. Yeah, I was gonna say, that Dark Shrine is very scary. You don't actually... Ooh, hello. Why are we... I think the man is attempting some stutter step micro. But in reality, he's just missing about 50% of his firing opportunities right there with the Marines. The money, by the way, for our Protoss has been spent on photon cannons once more. This will be in range of the command center, but T-Time can just fly away at any given moment. You don't actually need the Dark Shrine to be powered in order to make any Dark Templar. So if we could like repower any of these gateways, we then like have a few of the gateways transform into warp gates. You could warp in 3 DTs, and this game would actually be playable. But I think it's super over, right? Yeah, command center over here goes down. Problem is that there is another Terran base all the way up north. This is on the opposite end of the map, and T-Vander has absolutely no clue about what is going on here. Okay. So this is over, right? I don't think there's any way, yeah, there's no way anymore that our Protoss player can get back into this game. He doesn't know about the base, so I think in his mind, he's actually in a decent position because all he needs to do is just kill these Marines and apparently now a siege tank that he sees for the very first time. And if he manages to do that, then his photon cannons can probably do a decent job at it. Life should be okay. He doesn't have enough minerals to remake anything, but here's the great scout. Yeah, Tevander is looking around the map. Oh, he's actually canceled the Zealots. Yeah, he's canceled the Zealots and he actually got some money back. So he actually does have money once again to go for another Nexus. I actually think, yeah, the Terran's the Terran's old main is not a bad spot. We should really cancel, all right, yeah, any of these other upgrades, so he has money to rebuild his economy. This could get very awkward, because Tea Time has been super hesitant to do anything in this game. Now finally spots the Dark Shrine. That is a little bit dangerous, but all right. Luckily for him, that Warp Gate research never finished, because that could have been a disaster. T-Vendor, though, decides to type GG. He could technically still make one probe at home, and I guess after the charge runs out, he can make a couple more. He's now up to 175 minerals, but that would still be so incredibly slow. This game was 13 minutes long, though, wasn't it? Are we GGing, but then we're not doing anything? Is that what we're doing right now, T-Vendor? Tea Time is going back home. Yeah, the siege tanks and the marines are gonna be tasked with murdering every single one of these structures. This is the Protoss equivalent of flying your command center to the corner of the map. Now this, by the way, was our warm-up game. From what I understand, the next match that I've got for you is amazing. And that one is a Zerg versus Protoss on the map Oceanborn. This is a Platinum League game where in the top left-hand corner, playing with the red Zerg drones, we have none other than Furious. And his opponent, ooh, there you go, with the doggo, playing with the blue Protoss pieces, we have none other than Cadaverous. Cadaverous. Not setting a rally point for his Nexus right there for a moment. Luckily for him, though, he did spot it in time. We're gonna go, all right, for a strange pylon timing right here on the low ground at 15 supply. All right, this is a Platinum League game. Let's do our imaginary poll once again. Gateway or Forge? Gateway or Forge? I'm gonna go Forge. Yeah, I think it's Forge. Has to be. Yep, there it is. See? Now, I don't know if I am... So I mostly see Platinum League games and Silver League games and stuff from viewer-submitted replays, right? And we do get loads and loads and loads of them. But this is obviously not necessarily your average game. We get the very best games submitted. If you have an amazing match yourself as well that you think would be fun for me to go ahead and cast and maybe make a little bit of fun of, you can submit it to replays at LowkoTV. Just attach the .sc2 replay file to the email, and I may be casting your game in the future. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is the Forge First really as common as the viewer games make it look like it is? Because this is an exceptionally uncommon build at a higher level. Once you get to like Master League and Diamond League even, you don't really see these threats anymore, but it seems like in 80% of the games below that, at least from the matches, ooh, nice block. In the matches that I see, we do have a cannon rush. It's I understand it's a common build, but like, is it really like, ooh, mineral walk, good. He did mineral walk, that's nice. Is it really as common, though, as the viewer-submitted games make it look like it is? Because in my mind, it's like 4 out of 5 games is a cannon rush. Especially against Zerg. Maybe against Terran, it's like, you know, 3 out of 5. It seems very extreme. Anyways. Another successful rush, though. The natural expansion has been cancelled. He did pull enough workers, by the way, to properly shut this down, and this photon cannon shouldn't happen. We do have to attack at least one of them. This is a bit awkward, because we only have one spine crawler coming. That spine crawler will finish up, but the question is, it will be able to kill one of the photon cannons, but will it kill both? I don't think so. In the meantime, a Nexus over here at home, and of course, this is giving Cadaverous quite the nice head start. Alright, I like this. Drones pulled over there for the left. 5 is the correct number. But yeah, exactly. This is what I was worried about. If there was only a single photon cannon, this would be manageable. Okay, Zergling's helping out. We may have to sack a couple of the drones and try to go after that photon cannon there. Because if this one is gone, life is gonna be okay. Life is still okay at this point. If you want to, you could probably... yeah, reposition the spine. I would have loved to see the queen maybe join in as well. You could probably kill that, but yeah, going after the pylons makes a lot more sense. And at that point, this will be unpowered, and we can just easily clean up the photon cannon. Laris coming up for Furious, as well as a macro hatch. Cadaverous sees it. So this photon cannon is actually within range. Second gas was never taken. Roach Warren, okay, now we're taking it. Roach Warren is coming up too. One problem that you run into with photon cannon rushes is that, yeah, you're in a good position right now, but it's really easy to overestimate your position. Because normally Protoss wins with attack advantage, right? That's what we see all the time with timing attacks and all-ins and whatnot. You have these units that your opponent doesn't quite have preparations for, but one base Zerg, especially when you go for a quick lair, does have a lot of opportunities for the same thing. We could go for Swarm Host, Nidus Worms, Mutas, although Mutas on one base, a bit shaky. But there are different kinds of attacks, and in this instance I think Roaches, Queens, and I don't know, a bunch of Nidus Worms on the other side of the map could put in a ton of work. So you gotta be careful here as Cadaverous. That's one of the reasons why Photon Cannon into Dark Templar, super popular. Photon Cannon into, there's the Nidus. Photon Cannon into Stargate, also not a bad idea. There's already an Overlord here in the back. There's an Overlord over here in the front as well. Cadaverous is prepared against a Roach push from the front, but he is not prepared against a Roach attack from the back. I think a Nidus Worm right over here would be amazing. Alright, Hatchery putting in some work as well. Those drones apparently feel too good to return their gas towards the main base, so they're gonna go ahead and do it to this hatchery instead. No difference. But yeah, 2 queens at once, a bunch of roaches. This is gonna hit like an absolute truck, and at this point, Cadaverous is not prepared for it at all. This Stargate is actually very late. You're on a timer here. Despite the photon cannons, right, achieving their goal, you are on a timer immediately. Even just a bunch of probes would have a hard time if you did see this, but Cadaverous does not have vision of the main base. He's well turtled up at the front, but he does not know that the Nidus Worm is just about to pop out. Alright, here we go. Queens, of course, should be in the Nidus first, so they're the first unit that popped out as well. Either way, Cadaverous decides to immediately pull the probes towards the low ground. I think Roaches should actually change this around the site. Maybe a Nidus Worm over here on the low ground would be even better. But anyways, Queens are starting to march. Lings will be tasked with killing whatever is left over in the main base. I think you gotta go, dude. I think you gotta go to the low ground. Anyways, Stalkers right now are being warped in. And we do have a Void Ray on the back of this too. Queens can only transfuse on creep. So despite the fact that Brenda, Karen, and Lily over here have a lot of energy, they can't use it unless they get back into that dirty, stupid stuff. Yeah, Stalkers don't mess around. I wouldn't mind having a shield battery a little bit closer here so we could maybe heal all of this up, but this is what I'm talking about. It's very easy to look at this situation and think, oh yeah, I'm in a good spot. Cannon rush successful, but Zerg on one base can still certainly pack a punch. Okay, that's Zealot though, putting in a lot of work. Queen's trying their best. But now suddenly that natural is difficult to push into. The dog is still smiling at us. Is that the Shiba Inu? I don't really know my dog breeds very well. I've accidentally turned into a cat person over the years. I always had dogs growing up. Then I wanted to have a dog when we moved in together. And I compromised and got 2 cats. That's how that works. Fairly sure about it. Alright, Hydras are on the back of this too. Furious could be expanding anywhere else. Instead, yeah, I love this move here from Cadaverous. Instead, he's just sort of, yeah, going for a complete reversal. He is also, against an all-in, going for an all-in of his own. I love these adepts though, putting in some work. I think he should target drones. There we go. Yeah, we're retargeting now. He was just not paying attention, but this is a good amount of workers being killed. In the meantime, those Stalkers, for some reason, attack moved towards the main. Void Ray ended up going down. Alright. That's a bit sloppy. Probably also a tech move there. Maybe not paying attention to the army anymore because he tried to target fire down a bunch of those drones in the main base. Ultimately, though, this is 19 probes falling on the side of the Protoss versus 9 drones on the side of the Zerg. But Cadaverous does still have the worker lead. An Oracle right now on the back of this. Okay, yeah, with the Void Ray gone, with the Stalkers disappeared. I mean, I guess we can start harassing this quite effectively here. Okay. I'm just trying to hit a couple of basketballs right here on these units. 2 more Adepts, shade into the main base. With some target firing, you can kill a lot of workers. There you go. Ooh, Roach over here, targeting the spawning pool. You come to expect a certain level of mouse accuracy. This ain't it. Anyways. Ooh, Ravager tumbling to the surface of Oceanborn. The physics are a little wonky, but that's okay. Proxy Nexus, in the meantime, building all the way at the 12 o'clock position in a spot that Zerg is not prepared for whatsoever. Obviously, you can always recall workers too. Cadaverous forcing the probes, yeah, for the most part, to go on these mineral fields. Well, I thought it was the Protoss forcing them, but maybe it's just the Hydras picking off anything that strayed a little bit too far to the bottom minerals. Anyways, yeah, he decides to make a shove. Does he have enough to push down this ramp? Yeah, into this many photon cannons with a battery overcharge in particular, it would be very, very risky. Lurker then right now coming up as well, however. Nexus is done. We could go for a recall at any point. I don't think it would be a bad choice. Because this main base, well, it's gone. I think the natural expansion is going to be not too far behind all of this. You have to be careful. Lurkers have a lot of range, and obviously with a lot of range, they can, well, snipe even more of those probes. Spinecrawler instead. Alright. I think actually going around the site is not a bad idea. For some reason, Furious feels like he needs to engage in this area, but he could just go around the site and put in a lot of work. Like, just like one Hydra over here on the low ground could be amazing. Anyways, I think we're preparing a little squad of units that are going to be flying across the galaxy. That's how I imagine mass recall works. I don't really know the semantics. But I think they will be sent on over there in just a moment. Another one of the biles does connect. Hello, are we gonna activate it at all, or are we not? God, this is so slow! Cadaverous, go, man! Ay, ay, ay. Sorry. It's just that after the photon cannon rush, I have certain levels of expectations, okay? Like, when you go and open up with a forge first, I'll be honest with you, respect levels immediately are down like 20%, right? It's not that I necessarily hate it, it's just that we've seen it so many times, and it is such a relatively easy strategy to commit to that immediately, yeah, I have higher expectations. I have higher expectations on the back of it. Anyways, does Furious realize what is happening in this game, though? Because he has killed a lot of probes. I don't know if he realizes that he has not killed, well, I don't know, like 35 or so of them, right? He has killed a fair amount. If he assumes that he has killed the entire base of the Protoss right now, and these are the last workers, he is gonna be in for a nasty surprise, because Cadaverous is once again setting up shop over here on the northern section of the map. Main base of Furious is also running out. There's still some units here on the low ground to preventing, there you go, that's the word I was looking for, not pretending, preventing any of the hatcheries to be built right over there in that spot. Overlord speed, fair enough. Maybe he's a little bit afraid. By the way, he did save the spawning pool from himself there. Oh, he's gonna scout. He's gonna scout. He's gonna see it. Excellent move. Very good move right here by Furious. Trying his best to figure out exactly what's happening. Obviously, photon cannons. Oh no, that's a dark shrine. I was gonna say that looks like a bit of a different glowy orb. It's gonna be a dark shrine on the back of this. So this honestly, it really is the Protoss trifecta of dirty build orders, right? So we had photon cannons into Void Rays, now into Dark Templar. Yeah, that is beautiful, man. That's how Protoss players learn their ABCs. The C is for cannon. The D is for Dark Templar. I don't know what the A is. We can guess. The A is for, well, the first word that popped up into my head would probably not allow me to monetize this video. And I do like having my videos monetized. Yeah, I'll be Recall activated up north. You thought the same word, okay? Drones are put into the worm as well. So Furious has decided to break out of his opponent's main base, slowly poke away at whatever he can. That Void Ray is gonna get denied. Let's see if maybe we can put in some work over here. Honestly, the Stalker count is not bad, though. I think Cadaverous could make a consideration for pushing into the main base. He doesn't have Blink or anything along those lines, so that kind of sucks. But I honestly don't really, hate this position here for Cadaverous, mostly because these are fresh mineral fields. Yeah. And we're, well, 13 minutes into the game, Furious is running out of cash. One thing he can do is retake the opponent's main. I mean, these have been tainted by those Protoss probes not too long ago, but there is quite a bit of cash remaining here. We could do a full reversal. Stalkers right now, by the way, going into the main base. Dark Templar are available. Yeah, we have a Dark Shrine. There we go. They are being warped in right now. 4 of those bad boys. Has Zerg seen the Dark Shrine? I mean, he did see it, but he may have assumed that that was a photon cannon. Because at first glance, if you don't pay very close attention, it is slightly different, but at first glance, it does kind of look like a pylon or a photon cannon or a shield battery. Okay, stasis ward! Beautiful. Oh. No, we can't fit there, dude. You're too thick. I think the Dark Templar probably can fit. Whoa! Whoa! The Dark Templar just pushed him! I had no idea. That's crazy, dude. The Dark Templar doesn't fit, but he did... Oh, what? He killed one of his own DTs! Alright, well anyways, 3 only remain. That was an interesting sequence of events. Look at these guys, though, standing shoulder to shoulder, wiping out every single one of these Zerg units. We do not have any detection. There is no detection available here. We do have one Overseer, but it's over on the other side of the map. Overlord speed is done, so I guess it could come speeding back home. The Dark Templar, though, have decided to go after the Nidus network itself. Overseer available in the main base. It does have to move a little towards the left, but I think that's the end of the Nidus worm. There is still, well, a couple of them available in the network. If the Nidus worm, by the way, dies, and all of the entrances too, or all the exits, depends on whether or not you consider the end. Anyways, sometimes the exit was... Anyways, what I'm saying is, if they all die, the units will disappear inside of it too. Lurkers going around the site. They have found that base, of course, some time ago. They've just decided to walk. Every single one of these Zerg units has been treated with a red carpet, and they got to go across the map in a Nidus worm, but apparently these lads had to walk. Fair enough. Next is coming up in the bottom of the map as well. I still like this position better, though, for Furious. My main concern is that he doesn't have any cash. I really think he should go ahead and remake a base over there, but I guess now he can't really see a drone. Yeah, he can't send a drone anymore. So these are his final minerals. There's only 80 of them remaining. Okay, well, these Lurkers are in a golden position, though. Yeah, no. Those probes, they do not have an easy way to travel, and they will get shut down. New base. The third base, that is, for Cadaverous is coming up all the way at the 6 o'clock position of the map. Maybe the 7 o'clock position. Zerg trying its very best to just try and win the game over here, but this is not that easy. Problem is that there is no mobile detection here. Okay, other than this one Oracle. Cadaverous, though, decides to type GG, well played. Is this gonna be like that previous game? Yep, it is like the previous game. Oh my god. This really is just the amped up version of that Silver League game we just had a look at. Recall is going to be used on those probes. Guys, typing GG and then continuing to play the game is very bad-mannered. Like, I don't really care that much about video game ethics that much, right? Like, it's not something that I feel very strongly about, but GGing and then staying in the game is one of the rudest things you can do in a competitive... Like, it's like shaking your opponent's hand and then still punching him in the face, you know? Like, you've already conceded. You gotta leave at that point. I don't necessarily believe, by the way, that they needed to leave just yet. It's just not that easy to control all of this, right? Because we suddenly go from all army attack moving to, yeah, needing to actually use spellcasters and all that for detection. He is trying to get rid of those Lurkers. Fair enough. I guess that was the next page, right? We had Photon Cannon Rush into Void Race, into Dark Templar, into Proxy Nexus, into Offensive GG. Yeah. The Great Protoss Book of Cheese. Maybe that was what was in the library of Alexandria all those years ago. Protoss players, considering all their ideas. I think it got burned down, didn't it? A lot of the world's knowledge got lost at that time. I think the Protoss Book of Cheese was one of those books. Protoss players trying to reinvent all of it. Ultimately, though, these are the final workers. There is one Zealot available, too. Yeah, Zerg is super broke. But ultimately, after a GG a couple of minutes ago, Cadaverous does decide to leave the game. Wait. I was just editing this video. What? Cadaverous did not... Cadaverous types GG well played? And Furious is the one who leaves the game? Oh no, What? Okay, so who was actually ahead at this point in the match? Furious does not have any resources anymore, and he cannot afford building a hatchery on the low ground because he needs to long distance mine first. He's got 2 Overseers, 5 Roaches, and a Queen, going up against 3 Dark Templar, an Oracle, and a Zealot. This is actually a winnable game for Cadaverous, but it's also likewise a winnable game for Furious. It's just that at this stage in the game, both players truly believe that they have lost. So, I guess this is the StarCraft 2 equivalent of a double knockout.